Hey there, guys, it's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today. I'm going to teach very simply tonight the cost of regret. The price that you are paying for not showing up for the thing that matters the most to you, the decisions that you're making to put on hold or on pause what your next level represents, right? So it could be that you have a dream to create impact with your gifts and your talents, but instead of you moving forward, you are like, I'll do it later, or I would have, or I should have. Maybe you say those things. I'm going to break it all down today. Now, I promise you that this is going to be a tough live. I want to disclaim real quick because if your feelings get hurt easily, this live is not going to be for you. All right. If your feelings get hurt easily, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 signs of regret and what you can do about it. I'm going to break it all the way down. My only goal is to support you, all right, with love, so that you understand that, listen, the time is now for you to show up for yourself, for you to show up for your dreams. It's impossible for you to show up for your family in the most powerful ways without you showing up first for yourself. Can you agree? All right. And if you're watching the replay, great. I'm so excited that you're here. I want you also to chime in. This is an interactive live. I want to hear from you. And if at any moment you hear something that's impactful, I want you to invite a friend, tag a friend, because that's what we do in order for us to change the world, right? We share what is good. And I'm so excited. For those of you who are just meeting me, it's nice to virtually meet you. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. And I got started in my company about 20 years ago. I made a decision. I say it slowly. I made a decision to go to work as myself. I wanted to figure out how to package me, my gifts, my talent, my education, my experience. And I did exactly that. I had a significant background as a corporate trainer. That's what I did for many years. And I also had some really great skills as a mom, and which is called a soft skill. And many of you have a soft skill that you can package also. And I thought, I know because of the advice that I'm giving that I could help tons of women in this world with what I know. Go to work as myself. If you want to go to work as yourself, I want you to write here, I want to go to work as myself. You can hit hashtag go to work as myself, because those are the women that I have supported over the years. I took my idea, being a mom coach, to a small business resource center in my town. And I was told by the director of that small business resource center that my idea, mom coaching, did not make any sense, and that no one would ever pay me to go to work as myself as a mom coach. And I'm so grateful that I didn't listen. As a result of stepping into it, making decision, not living my life based on regret, I built an amazing coaching practice where I had the opportunity to coach women all around the world with corporate brands in partnership with many of them to help other women find time for themselves as a mom, to practice better self-care, to build systems for themselves so that they could show up in their world. One of the things that I understand exceptionally well is that I cannot show my kids who I am if I don't know who I am. I built a business that is unrecognizable for me when I think about my work life. All right. And the trajectory that I was on, 60 to 70 hours a week, trading time for dollars, cap on my income. And maybe you can relate to this. And I decided that there was more for me. And if you are feeling like there's got to be more for me, my education, my experience, my background, my gifts, my talents, clearly this isn't it. And I knew that there was a higher and creative expression for me to use my skills. And I decided to trust myself, to launch myself. Today, I'm going to teach on, very simply, the cost of regret. And I'm going to get all into this because building my dream has taught me a lot about what I think about it all the time. It's like, what if I didn't launch? What if I didn't make an investment in myself? What if I didn't make 2 investments in myself or 3 investments in myself? What if I didn't go for the thing that really mattered? What if I didn't invest in myself at the highest and tallest level? What if I didn't commit to myself first? I'll tell you what, as a result of investing in myself, many coaches, many trainers over the years, one of the things that I learned when my husband developed kidney disease about 15 years ago and went on dialysis, it was a really scary time for us. I learned that because of what I had done for myself, to grow myself, to change my life, to work differently, to be the kind of mom that could show up at the events at school, that when my family needed me most, I could be there. And I hope that this hits you right where it should, because a lot of times we're so busy making a living that we're not building a life. And I hope that as a result of me just sharing my story with you, that you understand this is real. Like when I come on here and I share from my heart, I'm sharing from my heart. I want to see more women who are willing to put themselves in a position to win, because when you win, your family wins. Are we clear? All right. If we're clear, you know the drill, right? I'm clear. Even if you're watching the replay, right? I'm clear. It's so important. So tonight I'm going to teach on the cost of regret. And there are many costs as I see it to regret. And the lens and the view that I'm going to give you is my perspective on having said yes to myself. And looking back, and I think all the time, like, what if I didn't say yes? I think about the life that I get to live today that's different than the life before. I love my life before. Okay. However, I'm in love with my life today. I've chosen powerfully for myself. And I support other women in being able to choose powerfully for themselves also by packaging their knowledge into high ticket products on or offline. Even if they don't know what the product is, see, your expertise, your knowledge, your gifts, your talent, all your years of experience are highly monetizable. And most of us sell ourselves short. We allow, this idea of the commute or being so busy, we get too caught up in that we forget to be creative again, to be fully expressed. But I want to tell you that if you ever want to feel fully alive, you're going to have to show up for yourself. And that's what this live is all about today. It is a tough live. Some of my lives are not as tough, but this one's going to be tough because it's the cost of regret. And I literally thought about it today, and I thought, what does regret cost you? Like not showing up for your dream. Because the deal is, like, you're already successful. So if you already are successful, likely you're comfortable. But comfort is the enemy of progress. Like literally, sometimes it's your comfort that gets in the way of your consistency and your persistency. It's your comfort that gets in the way of you saying, I got to do something different for myself. I need to make a decision right now. I need to show up for myself. It's the comfort. And I want to break down, what regret looks like. Because sometimes when we're in comfort, we don't actually think about how regret is impacting our lives. So if you're ready, then I want you to write, I'm ready. And even if you're watching the replay, right, I'm ready. Because you do need to be ready to receive a powerful message. And this is going to be a good one. All right. And I'm so excited just to have the opportunity to share it with you. And if it touches one, if it touches a million or more, I'm excited to have the opportunity from my heart to create a shift for you. And I hope that as a result of what you hear, you'll do something with it. All right. So the cost of regret, number one, regret will always cost you your joy. Write this down. Regret will cost you your joy. What do I mean? I have had the privilege to coach and consult with many, many successful women over the years, thousands of women I've worked with over the years. And what I realize is a lot of people are doing work that they enjoy for a period of time. Enjoy, Joy. And then they get to a place where they resent what they do, or they're complacent, or they're not growing at what they do. And the enjoy part, the joy part is gone. And regret will always cost you your joy. So if you're in a working situation right now in your career and you're like, I like it, but you feel burnt out, you feel tired, the models are not what you want, you're trading time for dollars, you're not stepping into what is your most creative or highest use of your goods, your gifts and your talents. Sometimes it's very difficult to enjoy what you're doing. And I can tell you that the cost of regret is that almost always you'll notice that there is no joy in what you're doing. You just feel like you're going through the motions, like you're a hamster on the wheel. And every now and again, you get a free ride, which is vacation, right? And that is the most joyous moment because you get to do what you want to do finally. What if you changed your mindset And instead of you saying, okay, I get 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks each and every year, and then I get to be all of who I am, what if you decided to create a transition for yourself so that you could always enjoy your life? And I'll tell you this because that was me. I said, I'm going to create a transition plan with my son who just turned 18 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. No, last week. When he just turned 18. And when he was 2, I said, I'm going to create a transition plan because one of the things that I want to do, I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my family. I want to enjoy myself. I want to show up for the things that matter to me. And I could see that based on the way my schedule was or what the future was going to look like for me work-wise, that I was not going to be able to enjoy the things that mattered the most to me. And I'm going to break this down. Now, for those of you who are settling and you don't get to experience joy each and every day, I'm talking to you. You know it. If you think about the last week or month and you say, what did I do to enjoy my life? Are you trying to squeeze your joy on the weekends because you don't have work that allows you to build your work around your life? You don't have lifestyle. And that's really important. And I think a lot of times when people think about lifestyle, we think primarily about material things. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about lifestyle. Is like, can you date your husband in the middle of the day? Can you spend the time to show up at school whenever you want to? For those of you who have kids, are you able to spend quality time with yourself whenever you desire, frequently? All right. Because, or are you able to vacation the way that you desire? And a lot of us, we don't want to talk about it, or it just seems so pie in the sky, but it's because of the models that you currently have, and you don't have any transition for yourself, right? In terms of leveraging your own skills, that you don't get to enjoy your life. I told you it was going to be a tough live, but my only goal is to shake your shoulders so that you do something different. Number two, what is the cost of regret? Dreams. It's having dreams, things that you want to do, no things that you're fully capable of doing, but you know what? Actually not doing them. So imagine having a dream, knowing that I could do this. You see that you create impact each and every day at work or in your career over the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And you're like, I create results for people all the time. And I could do this for myself. And my dream is to, whatever it is, you insert what that is, but not showing up for yourself to make that dream live on your own terms. Imagine that. So the regret is having a dream of what you could do, knowing you have capacity to do it because you do it already, but not being able to do it for yourself and create the terms that you want, the work terms that you want, not having a cap on your income. I told you, I just want to break this all the way down. And this is not a live about not enjoying your work, because many of us do enjoy what we do professionally. This is about, for those of you who are looking to create a transition based on your highest level of skill, maybe for those of you who are looking to renegotiate the way that you earn, for those of you who know there's a higher and taller use for your skills and you are settling where you are, you're not living the dream, right? Because you've compromised the dream. Is this you? And if it's you, I want you to write, this is me, all right? And I wanted to do this live tonight specifically because I have had the privilege to have hundreds of conversations over the years with women who are sharp, smart, action takers, goal-oriented, investment-minded, and many of them, they have no joy. Okay, they're going through the motions in their lives, and they have put their dreams on the shelf. And in fact, because they have focused so much on caring for everyone else's dream, right? And everyone else's needs, that they have not met their own dreams. And maybe this is you. And it's time for you not to use others as an excuse for you not to show up for yourself. All right. All right. Number 3, the cost of regret. The cost of regret is your sense of purpose. And man, this is like one of those things that's crushing to me, because like, imagine knowing that you have gifts and you're put here because you got a sense of purpose, but not living it out. And imagine that you are doing something at work and it allows you to use maybe 20% or 40% of what your giftedness is. But you know that the real calling that's on your life, you don't even get to utilize. Come on. All right. Like, I want you to think about this, right? Like, you know, I love challenging giants, women who have the ability to create massive results in their life, and they already have, and calling them out to that purpose. The thing is, you want to talk about an exciting life. An exciting life is a life where you're doing the things that you want to do on purpose. Like, it's like, when you're done working, it doesn't even feel like work, because what you're doing, you're creating so much. um, you're creating an echo of results, or an echo of transformation with your gifts and your talents, that you get to share all of who you are. And there's nothing like it. Like, I think about this, like, man, I decided years ago I wanted to impact women specifically. And I just knew in my heart that, based on my education, based on my background, my training, that I had an ability to motivate women to do things that they were fully capable of. And I'll say that definitely my specialty is working with women who have already had the habits of mind to do amazing things, and I get them to show up for that next level. And I tell you, the sense of purpose of watching people step into their dream, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like watching it. There's nothing like living it. And there's nothing like being a part of using your gifts in any way to see people affect change in this world. It's an echo. That's what I call it. Number 4, the cost of not showing up for yourself, the cost of delay, right, is your happiness. And I mentioned this earlier, and I talked about joy, right? Enjoying your life, but there's happiness. And happiness comes, I feel, from fulfillment. And if you're not living your purpose, you don't have a sense of purpose in what you're doing each and every day, you're not creating impact, you're not creating legacy because of you using your gifts for the highest and tallest, purpose, then you don't actually experience happiness in the way that you would if you did. And I know this is true. I think about it all the time. I always tell my clients, when I'm with them once a week, I tell them, like, God, it feels like the Super Bowl. Like, imagine doing work and you feel like you're working, you're creating impact, and but it just makes you happy. You feel fully expressed in what you do. And I wanted to talk about it from this lens, because a lot of times we never really know what's on the other side of regret. We don't really know what we're giving up, because we have settled in on the thing that has not worked. You with me? All right. And because of it, I wanted to share tonight, not from some glamorous perspective of like not doing the work, but there is a cost to not living out your purpose, to not being happy in your life, because you're not being all of who you are, because you don't even know who you are, because of the choices that you've made, of not committing to yourself and your dream and your calling. And if that's you, I want you to know it's time to stop that. It's time to show up. It's time to get accountability and coaching around those things, so you can show up for yourself and be amazing in all of who you are. You're amazing now, but imagine how much more amazing you would be if you were called out to show up with whatever it is that you wanted to do for yourself. Okay. And number five, the cost of regret is your example. And I know that the example is external, meaning outside in. I think great motivation is from the inside out. But your example. So many of us are examples for people in our community, for our family, for our kids, and for ourselves. And imagine not showing up for your dream over and over again, telling yourself over and over again that it's okay to put myself last. It's okay to put my dream on hold. It's okay not to invest in and commit to the things that matter the most to me. It's okay not to honor my purpose. It's okay to ask someone if it's okay for me to move forward with my dreams and the things that I want to do in my life and with my life. It's not okay. It's not. And it's your example. And ultimately, when we are looking at ourselves, we look at ourselves in the mirror. And I want you to have an example of yourself that you're like, man, you know what? This girl right here, she did everything that she possibly could in this life, right? To be an example first for herself. And because she was an example for herself, she was able to lead from the front for others. I love women who have the courage to show up in tremendous ways for themselves. And I would say when you do, you get to lead from the front. You know, you're leading from the front because you're showing people how it's done. You're showing it takes bravery and courage to say, hey, my dreams are important too. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put me on the refrigerator too, with because we have all the other commitments are on the fridge, right? And the calendar, and we've honored all of those things, but we don't put ourselves on that list. We're like after everybody else does what they want to do, or as great as they want to be and need to be, we're like, then I'll add myself. But is that the example that you want to be? Is that the legacy, that you want to create? Do you want your story to be, I was the mom, the grandmom, the person that said, hey, let everybody else go first. And you hold on to your dream. And maybe just one day there'll be time and room for you. Just think about it, right? And I told you it's going to be a tough live tonight. My only goal is to shake your shoulders and because I've just seen what it looks like when women choose differently. And when they show up for themselves, they change the trajectory of their lives and they change everything. The cost of regret is your financial security and your financial freedom. And it just is. I watch women all the time who come to me. Maybe they're trading time for dollars as a therapist or whatever they're doing. Or maybe they're underselling, undervaluing what they are. And as a result of them showing up for themselves and learning what they need to learn, they become more financially secure. They learn how to sell their knowledge for high ticket. They learn how to stand in their value. They learn how to no longer be to be Googleicious and inauthentic by thinking that you need to sell something for low ticket when you have high value. You made high significant investments in your life and your education all of these years, and they're worth something. But if you don't show up for yourself, you don't invest in yourself at the highest level, the cost of regret is your financial security and your financial freedom. It means that you forever think that in order for you to earn income, you have to trade time for dollars. And you just do not need to do that. It means that forever, because you are on discount with your dreams, that you're looking for a $97 solution, a $1,500 solution. And the reality is that, Googleicious, right? And the reality is that that is just not the answer for you. All right. If your goal is to get yourself financially free, if your goal is to hit six figures over the course of this year with your knowledge, either this year or you have 6-figure plus months, then what is your hang up in investing $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000 or more in yourself to learn how to do that? And I'm always, it tickles me, it fancies me when women struggle around investing in themselves at the highest level and expect to hit these kind of goals. How do you walk your client psychologically through a place that you yourself cannot go? I want you to think about it, because I have no tolerance for women who don't believe in investing in themselves quickly and women investing in themselves significantly. You are significant. When I think about my first investments, I did not have the money. I found the money because I made a decision I was worth it. And when I think about my life 20 years later and how I get to work 31 hours a month from the comfort of my home or from my office or anywhere that I choose, the fact of the matter is it's because of the sum of all of my investments. That is why 20 years later looks different. And if you're that person that's hemming and hawing and doing your little challenges and coming to the free classes, well, I wish you all the luck in the world. That's not what I did. Okay. I'm just breaking this down. That's not what I did. I told you this was going to be a tough live today. I invested in myself at the highest level, and I did it because I wanted to change my life. And I didn't want a Band-Aid or a patch for my life. All right. The cost of regret is wasting your time and wasting your time. All right. I always invested in full solution for myself because I wanted to change my life. And I hope that there's something that I'm saying that really resonates and supports you. And number 3, the cost of regret is impact. There are people here that you are meant to touch and serve. Okay, your gifts are not your own. All right, and a lot of us, we think that our gifts are for us, but they're not. Your gifts are meant to touch other people. And the reality is that so many people are in conflict around creating impact because they never start. Right? The regret to me are the people that I'm meant to serve every single day. I think, who can I call? Who can I touch? Who can I speak with? What can I do so I can reach one other woman so she can become financially independent, so that she could make a difference in her family, so that she could show up in ways and change the lives for generations to come. And you've got a purpose on you that you're meant to fulfill. And you can't do that by hemming and hawing, shoulds and oughts, or woulda, shouldas, couldas, right? None of that. Okay. None of those things create change and effect in your world. And I wanted to break that down for you today, because if you've been that person, it's time to change. It's time to change. And the last thing that I'll share tonight is the cost of regret is expression, and it's not being fully expressed. And I always feel like when I'm fully expressed, I feel fully alive, meaning I'm being all of who I am. You know what I mean? And this girl here who in her sleep thinks about how to take knowledge and put it in structures that monetize. This girl here who has an ability and has supported hundreds of women with taking their knowledge and putting in many different structures as a coach or consultant or trainer, online educator, licensing, you name it, and helping them to collectively make multi-millions of dollars. This girl, it all started with an idea. I feel fully expressed, feel fully alive to work with smart, sharp people and help them step into whatever that next is, using the impact of the gifts that God has given me. And I hope that my only goal for you is that you will trust yourself enough to lean into being fully expressed with your gifts. This is a tough live tonight. Like literally, like this is like one of those lives that, it's that conversation. Like, who are you going to talk to about it? You have to talk to someone that is likely someone that is living their dream and their purpose, that has joy in their world and understands the cost of not stepping into their dream, right? Like, man, because this is not a conversation with someone that is doing the exact same thing as you, right? For example, this is a conversation for someone who's yearning for a sense of purpose, or who knows what a sense of purpose looks like, or who feels happiness in what they do because of choosing themselves and being brave and being courageous. This is not from some ego perspective. This is like real talk. When you step inside your dream, you feel alive. And you feel a sense of purpose, and you recognize that the gifts are not for you, that you're being used with your gifts and your talents, and you get to create impact in this world. You get to be an example because of the impact that you created, and more people through the echo start to show up for themselves, right? And you, as a result of that, some of the gifts is financial security and financial freedom, and you get to design it on your own terms. I hope that there was something I said tonight that resonated, and this was from my heart, literally. And my only goal was to support you guys. I wrote down just a couple little notes, right? Look, like little notes, right? And that was it. It's from my heart. And I just want to see more women get it. I want to see more women choose themselves. If I can be a vessel of that, I'm happy to support you. You can always go to miaredrick.com. I'll post it here. And there, I have a complimentary strategy session only if you are in that place where you're like, I'm ready to step into the next level, and whatever that might look like. Not if you're just, I'm trying to discover who I am. No, you're great. If you're great and you're ready to create impact, book a session. Or if you are looking to know how to package your knowledge into a high ticket structure on offline, check out my next event, which is the Giant Experience. There is, thank you, darling. The Giant Experience, which is going to be live in Baltimore, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's an amazing, I haven't done a live event, guys, since 2019. Well, since 2020 in January. And so this is my first live event since that time. I'm so excited. Prior to that, I held a live event for 13 years straight. And it's going to be epic. I'm going to help a bunch of women hit six figures in 1 year. We have an amazing track record of results. And I'm looking for, I collect smart, sharp giants. Okay, women who are actionable, who say yes to themselves, they figure it out. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's who's supposed to be at that event. And if that's you, just get your seat and sign up. I promise you, I'll show you how to package, price, position, find buyers. Even if you don't know what the product looks like, there's a lot of event support prior to coming, and it's going to be an epic weekend. And you'll also have the opportunity to meet women your own ambition, level, and above, but you got to see that for yourself. I want to open the floor. Are there any questions for me? Any ahas, any takeaways, any ahas or takeaways as a result of being here tonight? Any ahas or takeaways as a result of being here tonight? Venus, I'm so glad that you're welcome for the invite. All right, any ahas or takeaways as a result of being here tonight? I'd love to hear those from you. And even if you're watching the replay, I would love to hear it. I told you it's going to be a tough live tonight. And my only goal is just, yeah, absolutely. Like step all on your toes, get all in your business because it's time. Like, no one's served by your excuses or what you would do. You're talented and you're gifted. And it's time to show up for yourself. And I think about like, man, 20 years ago, if I did not show up for myself, golly, like, I think about the lives I would have not been able to touch with the gifts God gave me. And like, come on, and it's time for you not to make your life an excuse, but instead make it a reason. It's just time. And, and your life can be unrecognizable, like literally, like 6 months from now, 1 year from now. And I've seen this with clients who've gotten themselves free as a result of the consulting work that we've done together. I've seen it as a result of clients for the very first time learning to not sell and trade their time, but change their whole model in their business, change their in timely Denise. Okay, Denise, I think I did that. Okay, awesome. Okay. Denise, I saw that you had a frowny face. Tell me why. And tell me your your takeaway. Don't let Denise have all the fun. All right. And I would love to hear your ahas. I would love to hear your takeaways as a result of you being here tonight as well. Show up for yourself. And, there are people who are waiting on you. All right. Venice. Got it. Okay. Venice. Got it. Okay. So I'm so excited that you're here. You could have been anywhere. You decided to be here tonight. And my only goal was to speak to you from my heart. Like I said, I thought about this today, and it was a message that was just heavy on me. Like literally, I enjoyed my day, and I thought I'm enjoying my day and my days because of the decisions that I made 20 years ago, because of being brave and courageous. And so many women need to hear that message because we get so used to doing the same things over and over again. Hey there, Mandy. Good to see you. So many women get, they just get so stuck on doing the same things over and over again that aren't working. And it's time for a change. And if you're ready for it, I'm ready for it. I'm so excited to have you here tonight. Again, I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com, or check out the Giant Experience. And it is for you if you want to package your knowledge into a high ticket product on or offline. Even if you don't know, you don't have a product, you don't know how to do it, I'll show you how to do it over the course of 3 days. It is an incredible training. You'll learn and you'll do, right? Your obedience touched me. I just taught that. No longer say be courageous. I love that, right? Your obedience touched me. Yeah, I'm so glad that you wrote that. We have to be obedient, right? And a lot of times we know what we need to do. We know it. But we sometimes talk ourselves out of the things that we know are going to change our lives because of comfort, because of convenience, right? Because of what's easy. And I think there's a difference between easy and ease and grace. You build your business the right way, you can create a life of ease and grace for yourself. If you invest in the right solutions, you can create a life of ease and grace for yourself. And a lot of times we get the messages confused, right? And that's why sometimes things are harder than they need to be. I hope that nugget really helped you. All right. I love you guys. I hope you have a great and amazing night. And if this resonated in any way, be sure to share it with a friend. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. Oh, get out of your head. Yeah. Awesome. I love that.